Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to the Iron Diaper, your regular Gundam news show, and whenever I drop one of these it means one thing and one thing only: Bandai has made some Gundam or Gunpla announcements. Today they just announced some kits that will be coming out in the early days of next year, that is January and February of 2026. We've got a couple of interesting things lined up for the future, as well as a couple of things that look a little bit familiar or a little odder than you'd expect to see. Anyway, let's not beat around the bush anymore. If you do want some Gundam kits of your own, I have a link to Hobby Link Japan down there in the description. Now let's check out what's new. As usual, I'm getting my information right here off of Bandai Hobby Site's own X. So basically, this is what we're going to be seeing this year, so let's dive on into each one. Also, there is a video over on the Gundam Info website, which I will be referencing every now and then, so if you want to check that out, I'll throw the link to that in the description too, so you can get a little bit more of a visual idea of what we'll be seeing. First on the release radar is a brand new version of the high-grade G-Quacks. That is the Endymion Unit Awakening version. So basically, it's the same version from what I can see of G-Quacks as we saw before, just with some brand new parts, including a new head and some new effects for the shoulders and the calves. This will be coming out in January of 2026 at 2,860 yen, which is just under $20. So from what we've seen on Gundam Info's video, basically this seems like it's the exact same kit we would have seen before, but now we've got the head with the opening mouth and all of that jazz going on inside of it, so that means a new head sculpt. Whether we have the closed variant in here or not is yet to be seen, and we do have some what seem to be acetate or PET sheet effect parts for up on the shoulder. The balls seem to be molded out of plastic, but the kind of halo effects seem to be a simple but effective acetate sheet piece. That is all the information we have as of right now about it. Again, January, $20, similar to what we would have seen before. So next up is another high-grade release, which is the high-grade Legend Gundam. This is coming out in January of next year at 3,080 yen. A little bit more expensive than the G-Quacks at about $21 or so. Now you might be thinking there's already a high-grade Legend Gundam, and you are correct. This is what the current version of the high-grade Legend Gundam looks like, and this right here is what the brand new version looks like, so it is a bit of a renewal. It seems like the full actual model kit is complete, as you can see from Bandai's video. Some of the other ones look a little bit like maquettes, or mock-ups, or primered versions of incomplete kits, but that one looks absolutely complete. The color separation looking very nice, especially on the red sections around in the Dragoons round back, and overall a nice looking kit. Again, no information on the accessories, the parts, or anything else, but a nice looking kit definitely. And according to this video, we've got some great ab crunch. The next high grade we've come in once again out of G-Quacks right here is the high-grade Rick Dom Shadia Bull version. This kit right here will be coming out in February at 3,630 yen, so a little bit more expensive than the last two, at just under $25. Again, there isn't really a whole lot of information about this, but I assume it is a very similar, if not a color variant, of the upcoming Rick Doms that are coming out very, very soon. And that is this version right here. So it is actually coming out next month in September. The exact date has not been announced yet, but this one actually costs 3,300 yen, which is 300 yen cheaper than the Chalia Bull version. I'm not sure if it's something to do with the plastic, the colors, or if there's something else included inside of that box or not, but by the looks of things, it's a similar kit with similar weapons. Once again, out in February. The final high-grade announcement we have is this right here. This is the high-grade Gustav Karl 00 type, also out in February at a similar price of 3,850 yen, that being $26. And you might be thinking, I've seen this kit somewhere before, or I own this kit right here. This is very similar looking to the high-grade Gustav Karl Unicorn version, or the premium Bandai variant that did come out of that. Now apparently that is not the case. From what I'm seeing, this seems like this is a completely rebuilt kit, which is very, very interesting to give a kit that isn't really all that old a little bit of a revival treatment, especially a kit as kind of somewhat vague as the Gustav Karl. I'm assuming it's going to have a fairly large role in the upcoming second Hathaway movie, and that's why it's getting this treatment. Even in that video by Gundam Info themselves, they did show it even has a toe bend. They're going all out. We've got a moving arm up in the shoulder armor as well, which makes this one premium looking high grade kit. That 3,850 yen doesn't look that steep when we can see what seems to be packed into it. I am very, very excited about this one, out in February. Moving from one 1/44th scale line to another, we have an upcoming entry grade kit, or should I say entry grade option set. This right here is the option parts set Gunpla 19 fin funnel. This is coming out in January at 1,650 yen, which is just about $11. And this right here is a fin funnel and weapon set for the new Gundam. Mainly, I would say, and primarily the entry grade version of the new Gundam. So if your entry grade new Gundam's been sitting around without fin funnels for years, that particular kit was released in 2022. It was a low price, easy to build version of the new Gundam, but it was missing the fin funnel, or should I even say the iconic singular fin funnel wing that we all know and love on the new Gundam. So if you've been waiting for that, it is coming out again January at about $11. So moving up in grade but almost down in size, next up we've got the Master Grade SD Destiny Gundam, and man does this look insanely cool. The Master Grade SD line has been absolutely phenomenal so far. Ariel has just dropped, I haven't gotten to build mine just yet, but everything we've seen so far from the Freedom, Wing, Bar Battles have all been insanely good. Master Grades in detail, but diminutive SD in size. This kit will be dropping in February at 4,950 yen, which at the current exchange rate is about $33 or so. Once again, there is not much information about this just yet on the actual website or on X, but on the video we saw on Gundam Info, we did see that this is a fully featured, fully fleshed out Master Grade Destiny Gundam, just with the SD looks and appeal. This comes with the Wings of Light in box, not the acetate sheet or PET sheet wings we would have seen with the Master Grades of past. These are fully molded over the top wings like you would see with the recent high grade releases. Very, very nice, looking good, and that iconic, majestic, almost honeycomb structured clear parts that we've seen throughout the line so far are present in this too. Looking outstanding. Centerpiece right here, and it's an SD. Again, out in February. From a Master Grade SD to a Master Grade Verka, the biggest announcement I guess that we got so far is the 1/100 scale full armor double Zeta Gundam Verka, coming out in February at a whopping 12,540 yen, which is in and around $85. So there is no information about this at all, it's just a singular line art so far. My questions really are, well, we already have the Master Grade Fats Verka, an incredibly nice kit that is heavily based on the Master Grade Double Zeta Verka, and essentially a color swap and color palette change of the kit that is upcoming. So will this kit right here just be a color change of the Fats we've seen so far with a couple of extra parts, or will it be a retooled, renewed kit? More than likely, I'd put my money personally on the fact that it's just going to be a recolor with some new parts, maybe some things to keep it a little bit more structurally sound than what we would have seen before, but for the most part, I expect it to be, well, something similar to the Verka Double Zeta and the Fats. Again, once again out in February, and it's one pricey boy. And the final release that was announced, and to me the most unexpected one, is this right here. This is the figurized standard Tifa Adil from After War Gundam X. Now that is a series we don't see that many releases from, and to see one like this was not something I ever saw coming. This is coming out in January at 4,180 yen, which is about $28. Now, if you told me that this character, which is fairly obscure when it does come to overall the general Gundam fandom, and of all the characters that exist across the multiple Gundam universes, that this would get a release before a figurized standard Char Aznable blows my mind and is a testament to the sellability of girl model kits. Anyway, if you do want one of your own, it's out in January. But yeah, that right there is it for the announcements that they made. Now, that isn't everything that's coming out in January and February of next year. There is also one thing that they didn't mention because it was announced before, but just in case you forgot about it, the Perfect Grade Unleashed 1/60th scale new Gundam is coming out, aka one of the most expensive and over-the-top Gundam kits of all time. However, that seems to be taking the main space within that period, and those other kits that we just mentioned today, those might be the other things coming around it. Otherwise, nothing too crazy on the horizon. So yeah, as usual, what are you the most excited about that's coming out? Drop it down there in the comments. For me, surprisingly enough, and I guess this is also a bit of a nod to why they actually remade the kit, I'm the most excited about the Gustav Kyle. It's one of my all-time favorite Federation style or gym orientated mobile suit designs. To actually see the high grade getting a little bit of a retool, some new parts if not a full new mold, has me very, very excited. That, and of course, the Master Grade SD Destiny. As for the Master Grade Double Zeta full armor version, I'm kind of interested in seeing what they're going to do. If it's just a plain old color swap, that's not so exciting, but if they've added something new into the mix, I can't wait to see what it is. Anyways, always thank you so much for watching. Make sure to come back for more Gunpla news and reviews, and I'll see you next time. It wouldn't be the end of the video without special thanks to each and every single one of you guys for watching my videos, and special thanks to the channel members and the members over on Patreon, including Caleb, Engelhardt, Joe, RG59061, Scotty Thomas, Simon, and Van Fawn.